Today we are going to discuss some problems on maxima and minima. This is exercise 6.5. So question number 1 is find the maxima and minima along with maximum values and minimum values as well. So in all the questions that we are going to do, we'll use second order derivative test. We'll apply the first derivative test only when our second derivative test fails. Otherwise, primarily we'll be using second derivative test. So this is the function fx 2x minus 1 whole square plus 3. We'll find f dash x, that will be 2x minus 1 and into 2 and plus 0. So that can be simplified like this. This is 2x minus 1. To get critical point, we put dy by dx is equal to 0. So if I put dy by dx, or you can say f dash x equal to 0, then I'm going to get 4 2x minus 1, this is equal to 0. From here I'm going to get x equal to 1 by 2. So right now I have got only one critical point. So that one critical point can be your maximum value, can give you maximum value or the minimum value. Let's see. We have to find this second order derivative, that is f double dash x. That will be 4 to the 8. This will be 8. So that is greater than 0. So it means we can say at x equal to 1 by 2, this is greater than 0. It means that x equal to 1 by 2 is the minima. And minimum value we can find. Minimum value will be found. You put this value of x equal to 1 by 2 in the given function. So you check just, this is 2 into 1 by 2 minus 1 square plus 3. So that is going to be 3. Let's discuss this question. This is fx equal to this minus x minus 1 whole square plus 10. So we'll find f dash x. F dash x will be minus 2 x minus 1. This is our f dash x. Now we put f dash x equal to 0 to get critical point. So that will give you minus 2 x minus 1 equal to 0. So from here you are going to get x equal to 1. So x equal to 1 is going to be either maxima, or it can be minima. We'll check now. Find double derivative f double dash x. This is going to be minus 2. You can see that minus 2, so this is less than 0. At x equal to 1 we have found. So you can say now x equal to 1 is the maxima. Maximum value we can find if we put the value, if we do like f1. So this is going to be the maximum value, and that will be 0. This is 10. So this is the maximum value. Okay, see this, find the maximum and minimum values if any of the following functions given by. First one is fx equal to x plus 2 modulus and this minus 1. If we draw the graph, we can see that this function is going down and then it's going up, or you can say it's coming first down, then it's coming here at this point, and it's going going on and becoming, y is going to be very large possible. Y can have very large value. So this question we cannot use like this second order derivative test, because this modulus function is there. Now we have some observation points, through that we can find what is the maximum value and minimum value, or with the help of graph we can do. So here you can see that x plus 2 is always greater than equals to 0 for whatever value of x is. So now you can put this value, this mod x plus 2 is always greater than equals to 0 for whatever value you take. Now you subtract greater than equals to 0, or you may write it like this, that x plus 2, this is greater than equal to 0 and less than infinity. And if you subtract now minus 1 both the side, then this is minus 1 x plus 2, and this is minus 1 less than infinity minus 1. So this is going to be this x plus 2 minus 1 less than infinity. So you can see here the minimum value of this function is minus 1 and there is no maximum value. And in the graph also you can see that y equal to minus 1 is the minimum value and there is no maximum value because the y is keep increasing. So you can say minimum value is minus 1, there is no maximum value, there is no maximum value. So now the question is, what is your minima? Minima means your fx is going to be, to get minima we can directly write that x equal to minima you will be getting when this function is going to be minus 1. So fx I am putting this is equal to minus 1. So you see what comes, this is x plus 2 and minus 1, this is equal to minus 1, so this is 0. So now x plus 2 is equal to 0, and that is 0 possible only when x is minus 2. So it implies that x equal to minus 2 is the point of minima, is the point of minimum value you can say. So this way we can find the minimum value as well as the point of minimum value also. And in this method you cannot apply any of the second derivative test or the first derivative test. Now we'll discuss this third part also. This hx is sine 2x plus 5. So again you can find the minimum value or maximum value using second order derivative test, but now we are not using that. We are using this sine 2x. Whatever is the value, that will always remain between minus 1 and 1. So this we can use. Now we add plus 5 both the side, then sine 2x plus 5 is going to be less than 6 and is going to be less than this is 4, adding 5 both side. So you can see now your minimum value is coming 4 and the maximum value is coming 6. So we write minimum value of fx is 4 and maximum value of fx is 6. So sometimes this method gives you answer very quickly. You can go ahead with the second order derivative test also, but this gives you the answer very in quick time. Now next we have to find the what is the point of minimum value and point of maximum value. Though in this question they have not asked to find minimum point of minimum value and point of maximum value, but we are still finding that also. So to get maxima, you put fx is equal to 6. So fx is your sine 2x, this is 5 and this is 6. So sine 2x is going to be 1, and you know that sine 2x is 1. So what is the minimum value that x can have? 2x equal to pi by 2. First value it can have infinite number of values. So this is the first value that I am finding, this is x equal to pi by 4, but there can be infinite value. Through the general solution you can find infinite points where you will get maximum value. Similarly you can go for minimum value also. So this way you have to find the point of minimum value and maximum value. If they ask clearly that what are the points of maximum values, then you have to use general solution to find the value of x. Now come to this is sine 4x plus 3, and now you can see sine 4x plus 3, this value will always be positive. So we know that sine 4x, whatever is the angle, this one and this is minus 1. So the smallest value of sine 4x will be minus 1 and the maximum value will be 1. So accordingly we can put the values here also. So maximum value of fx, will be obtained when you take the maximum value of sine 4x, and that is 1. So that is going to be 1 plus 3 is this 4, and minimum value of fx will be obtained when you put minimum value of sin 4x. So sin 4x minimum value is -1, so 1 minus 1 plus 3 is 2. So this way you can find maximum value and minimum value. Now come to this question number 3. This question number 3 is now altogether different from first two questions, because in this you have to find local maxima and local minima. So in this question you have to find both local maxima, local minima, and the point of local maxima and local minima also. So we start from here. Let fx, this is, you first differentiate this fx, this is going to be 2x, and now if you put f dash x is equal to 0, then you are going to get x is equal to 0. And if you draw the graph, you can see the graph of this will be this way. So from the graph itself you can easily get to know that this function is not going to have the maximum value. This function can have only the minimum value. So now we can do second order derivative, that is f double dash x, and that is going to be 2. So whatever value you put, it will be greater than 0. So you can say that x equal to 0 is the local minima, and minimum value you have to find. So minimum value will be f0. So f0 is going to be 0. You can see this graphically here, that the minimum value you are going to get here. So this is now very quite obvious answer if you see the graph. Now we discuss this question. Let's say differentiate g dash, you find g dash x. So it's going to be so g dash x will be 3x square minus 3. Put g dash x is equal to 0. So you are going to get 3x square minus 3 is equal to 0. So you can write that as 3x square minus 1 is equal to 0. So the value of x will be plus minus 1. Now most of the time you just simply write x equal to 1, but you please keep in mind there are two values, and these two values are actually critical values. Now we'll see that how this this will give you the minimum value or the maximum value. So we'll find the double derivative x, g double dash x, that is going to be 3 to the 6 x. And now this if I take x equal to 1, then g double dash 1, you can set x equal to 1, then it is going to be 6, which is greater than 0. So it means that x equal to 1 is the local minima, and minimum value you can find if you put f1. So in the function we put this is 1 minus 3, this is going to be minus 2. So this way we have found. Next there is another, so g double dash minus 1 you put, this is going to be minus 6, which is less than 0. So you can say x equal to minus 1 is the local maxima, and maximum value you can obtain, maximum value you will obtain if you put f this 1 minus 1. So it's going to be minus 3, and this is going to be plus 3. So minus 1 plus 3, this is going to be 2. So that is how you can find local maximum and local minimum values. Now consider this question, third part. This is hx equal to sin x minus cos x, and the x is in the first quadrant, 0, x greater than 0 and less than pi by 2. So first we find h dash x. So sin x is cos x and cos x will be this sin x. To get critical point we have to put h dash x is equal to 0. So you are going to get now cos x plus sin x is equal to 0. Now you can simplify this, and you can say this tan x is going to be sin x, you take this side, so it's going to be minus 1. So tan x is minus 1, and that is possible only in quadrant second, quadrant fourth, and you can see in fourth quadrant you cannot go beyond this interval. So here you can see, so some correction is there. This is plus sin x plus cos x, and x is between 0 to pi by 2, and cos x plus sin x, then it will be cos x minus sin x, and when you put cos x minus sin x, then it is going to be plus 1. So it means that x is going to be 45, x equal to pi by 4. You can have infinite number of values, but your interval is, defined here. You have to be in only in first quadrants. So in first quadrant, pi by 4 is in belonging to this, so this belongs to your interval. Now this value is going to give you either the maximum value or the minimum value, that we have to check. We find double derivative h double dash x. This cos x is going to be minus sin x, and this sin x is going to be cos x. You can take minus common, so this is sin x plus cos x. And if you find the value double derivative of this at pi by 4, so it's going to be minus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, that is going to be root 2, so which is negative. And if it is negative, that if this x equal to pi by 4 is the maxima, and maximum value you can obtain maximum value, or you can say local maxima also. So maximum value, or you can say local maximum value, will be f pi by 4. So f pi by 4 is going to be, sine means 1 upon root 2, and this is also 1 upon root 2, so that is going to be, after simplification, root 2. Now take this seventh part, gx is 1 upon x square plus 2. So let's say g dash x, we find g dash x is you can write it like x square plus 2. So g dash x, you can write it minus 1 x square plus 2 minus 2 into 2x. So you can write it minus 2x upon x square plus 2 whole square. To get critical point, you put g dash x equal to 0. So from here you are going to get minus 2x upon x square plus 2 whole square is equal to 0. So x is going to be 0. So that x equal to 0 is going to be your maxima, local maximum, local minima. We check it. So you find double derivative g double dash x. So it's going, you have to apply that quotient rule. So minus 2 you take it out and apply this rule. This is x square plus 2 whole square, then 4, and this is x square plus 2 whole square, and x derivative is 1 minus this x you take and do the differentiation of this. So this is going to be 2 x square plus 2, this is 1, and then this is 2x, and now you put this minus 2. This is, if you open this, it will be x4 plus 4x square plus 4, and now you can simplify here. This is x, you open the bracket, this is going to be 2x square. So 2x square, so it is going to be 4x cube, and this is 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. This is going to be 8x, and this is your x square plus 2 power 4. So if you open the bracket, you see that what comes. This is minus 2, this is x4, this is 4x cube, so it's going to be minus 3x4. This is 4x square, and it's going to be minus 8x square, so it's going to be minus 4x square. Now this is 4 plus 4, so you may write here plus 4, and now you can write x square plus 2 whole square. So this denominator is going to be positive for whatever value of x you take, but at this point now we will find g double dash 0. So it's very easy to calculate this term will be 0. this is plus and this is minus 8, so this is going to be minus 8 upon 2, this is 4, so it's going to be minus 2, which is less than 0. It means that x equal to 0 is the local maxima, and maximum value you put this g 0 you put, then you are going to get 1 upon this is 2. Now we'll discuss this question number 4, and they're saying prove that the following functions do not have maxima or minima. But I request you to see this, see the graph of this function x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. You will get it, automatically you will find there is no minimum value and there is no maximum value. It's the graph will be going both the ends, upper end and lower end, so you will not going to get the minima or the maxima now, but we'll prove it. So we'll find h dash x, this is 3x square plus 2x plus 1. So to get critical point, we put h dash x equal to 0. So this is going to be 3x square plus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Now if we check, if we do the splitting method, then you can see this is b square, this is 4 minus 4ac. So first we see d. What is d? This is b square, which is 4 minus 4 into 3. This is going to be 12, this is going to be minus 8, so less than 0. So it means then that there is no critical point. If there is no critical point, it means there is no candidate, there is no one who will qualify for maximum value or the minimum value. So there is no critical point, there is no real critical point. So as a result, therefore you can say this hx does not have maximum value or minimum value. Okay, this part you see yourself, you try it yourself. Now come to this question number 5. Find absolute maximum value and absolute minimum value. See what does it mean when I say absolute maximum value? So absolute maximum value means within that closed interval you have to find the maximum value or the minimum value. So within that interval, if you find some maximum value, then that value will be called absolute maximum value. Absolute, why? Because there is no doubt or something where you are not sure, so you are going to be sure, and this is this is a continuous function and this is defined in the closed interval. And we discussed in when we started this maximum minima, I discussed this thing. If function is continuous and defined in the closed interval, then it will have the maximum as well as the minimum value. This is for sure. Now we have to find it. So the critical, if I draw this function, but before we can find the derivative also, f dash x is going to be 3x square. So if you put f dash x equal to 0, then you are going to get x is equal to 0. So x equal to 0, along with this along with these two values, they will be deciding which will be giving the maximum value or which will be giving the minimum value. So we'll start all critical points are, we'll take all critical points are 0, minus 2 and 2, because this is the closed interval. We are not going to get any see, this is the only one critical point, and these are two this is the boundary points. So whatever the maximum or minimum will be existing in between these points only. So we'll find f0 first. So f0 is going to be 0. Now we'll find f2, this is going to be minus 8, and we find f2, this is going to be plus 8. So you can see this is going to be your absolute maximum value, and point is 2, and this is going to be absolute minimum value. So this function you take f dash x, this is 4 and this is going to be x, and put now f dash x is equal to 0. So your 4 minus x is going to be 0. It implies that x is equal to 4, and 4 is in between minus 2 and 9 by 2. So all critical points are minus 2, 4 and 9 by 2. So we'll find all the values f minus 2. Let's see what comes. This is minus 8 and this is going to be 1 by 2 into 4. So you can simplify, this is minus 10. And now f4 you find, this is 4 into 4 16 minus 1 by 2 into 16. So this is 8. So this is going to be 8. And f9 by 2, we simplify, f9 by 2 will be giving you 4 into 9 by 2 minus 1 by 2. This is 81 upon 4. So now you can simplify this. The LCM is, this is 4. So we can take LCM. So this value is coming plus 63 upon 8, which is less than 8. So you can see your maximum value is positive value is 8, and this is the lowest value minus 10. So we can write this, that this is your, here I write that 8 is your absolute maximum value. And we can write this, here we can write this 10 minus 10 is absolute minimum value. So this way you can see how we have found all the minimum value and maximum value.